So I'd like to thank you for joining me today. I enjoy having magicians on my podcast and I enjoyed your performance. So I'm super excited to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, and so for the first part, can you please introduce yourself for those who don't know who you are?
So my name's Nicholson. I'm a teenage magician from Ireland and I create magic, perform magic, and I think the most recent thing people would know me for is my performance on Penn and Teller Fool Us, which aired this year.
That's awesome. And so what made you want to become a magician?
So when I was 7, I went to see my first magic show in the Three Arena. It's a big theatre here in Ireland, and I got a magic kit. And when you're younger, you start playing around with a few things, and then you put it aside. And then I found it again in lockdown because I was really bored. So then I picked it up and I started teaching myself all the magic from that. And I think it just really spiraled from there, learning new tricks, getting books and everything.
That's awesome. And so, as you mentioned, you were recently on Penn and Teller, and so what was the audition process to getting onto the show?
Yeah, it was really long, but so worth it. So before I even auditioned for the show, I actually have a goals list. I write everything down in it from being on Penn and Teller Fool Us to maybe going skydiving one day, big or small, doesn't matter. And I sent a photo of this to my magician mentor, Eric Leclerc.
Oh, I love him. He's
And
awesome.
oh, he is amazing. He said to me, "Oh, why did you say before 2030 to do Penn and Teller Fool Us?" I said I was being realistic, and I just got a text back, "We're doing it this year." And I thought he was joking. And then the next day, I had a Zoom call and we started coming up with the act. So then, after you come up with the act, it has to meet a certain criteria. So it's 3 to 5 minutes. And I filmed it in my back garden. That audition will never see the light of day. It was they must have saw some potential. It was so fun though. And then it's a lot of emails back and forth, Zoom calls, trying to improve the act to make it look better for TV. And obviously, my sense of humor might be a bit different to people in America. So we had to work around that because I don't think they got some of my jokes.
Yeah.
But it turned out really well. And they definitely know how to make it look good for TV. And I just thought the whole process was so fun.
Yeah, that's great. And so this one wasn't on it, but speaking of the process, what was the filming process like? How long did that take, and what was different than when it looked on TV?
Yeah. So the filming process was about 6 days. It was really long. So we went down and we filmed my voiceover for the intro package first, which is the little 1 minute video at the beginning. And it was really weird having to talk to a camera, not doing any performance,
Yeah.
just talking, which I found really hard. And I really tried to speak as clearly as I could so everyone would understand me. Then the next day, we spent 4 hours filming the intro package. And there was so many tricks we filmed that didn't make it in. Some I'm like, wow, they were really good. But I understand you only have 1 minute to fit
Yeah.
everything in. And then we had to film a few other bits that say didn't look right with the lighting, all of this. And then you have a rehearsal in front of the producers. So they all sit at a table and you perform in front of them. And I had to go down to the props during the day to help paint stuff, fix stuff, because in like shipping and all this, it just was a bit messy. So we fixed it up. And then you step foot on the stage the morning of your performance.
Oh
And
wow.
that's crazy. And
Yeah.
I remember looking into the audience thinking, there's probably more seats in this theater than there is people in my village. And I was right about that. But it was an amazing experience. And then that recording, I recorded the same day as Blake, who you had on your
Yeah.
podcast. So we had such a laugh backstage. It was really fun. And when you're waiting, they call it the green room. You
Yeah.
wait there and it's just super fun. You're just sitting chatting, and then you get called up one by one. You have to go up in a lift, get your microphone on, and you just wait on the stage until that curtain goes up. And when that curtain goes up, I can't even describe how it
Yeah.
was. It was just amazing. I feel like when that curtain went up, if the cameras were rolling, you would have seen my jaw drop. It was like one of those moments Oh, I'm really doing it now. But
Yeah, that's
yeah,
good. That's great. And so, as a young magician, who are some of your biggest inspirations? I mean, you've
I
mentioned Eric LeClaire, but like, who are some other ones that have inspired you along your journey?
yeah, I have so many people who have helped me along the way. And again, I sent Eric an email, I think 3 or 4 years ago, asking for advice. And he's really, been there for everything. And he has a lot of time for me, and I can never repay him for that. But Brent Braun helped me while I was in America, which was amazing. He's so nice, so kind. And he also taught me to focus on what I can do and what I can't just ignore. We don't care about that, which is amazing. There's some more magicians who are close to me, like Jack Rhodes, Elliot Gerard. They're amazing, so fun. Yeah, there's so many amazing magicians who have helped me along the way.
That's great. And so, this next question kind of ties in a little bit, but what is the best piece of advice you've been given by a fellow magician?
Wow, there's so many. So when I was going through the audition process for Fool Us, Eric constantly told me, trust the process, trust the process. It was like a record player playing it over and over again. It was funny. But also, what I was told going to my first magic convention was all you need is 20 seconds of confidence to go up to someone. And I didn't think too much of it. But after, being too nervous to go up to people, I then said I'd give it a go. I'd try it. And it worked. And I got talking to so many magicians because of that. So I really think 20 seconds of confidence is all you really need. And if you're focusing on like your dreams and it is to meet someone and all that, like your heart wouldn't have given you a dream if you can't achieve it. So if all it takes is 20 seconds of confidence to make a connection with someone, I think that's really valuable.
Yeah, that's really great. And so, if you could go back in time, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Yeah, so for me, I would tell myself you're going to be in a lot of stressful situations over the next couple of years, but you're going to learn how to deal with that. And now the little things don't stress you out anymore, which is kind of cool. But also, don't be embarrassed by doing magic or doing performances. Like, it's such an amazing gift to be able to share what you do with people. And if you can put a smile on someone's face, then, that's the best reward you can ever get. So definitely that would be the advice I'd give myself.
Yeah, that's great. And so I'm gonna ask one more question about Penn and Teller, and then we'll
Yeah.
move on from that. But as a younger magician, was it hard trying to understand Penn's magician language? Because as a magician myself, I understand some, but then sometimes I'm like, I have no clue what he's saying. So how was your experience trying to understand Penn?
Understand it. Yeah. So for me, I kind of knew the keywords that I would be looking out for the method of my trick. But either way, I knew even if I didn't understand, they would, find some way of getting it to me, even if it meant, having to cut out them explaining it to me,
Yeah,
with the cameras. But when he was talking, I understood what he was saying, and the way he worded it was very well done.
well, that's good.
And yeah, it was very professional.
Yeah, that's great. And so, what advice would you give to younger students who want to pursue a career in magic?
Ooh, very good question. I would probably say if you wake up every day wanting to perform magic and that's what you think about during the day, I just think then you know what you want to do. And always believe in yourself. Like other people are going to try and put you down in life. So if you constantly believe in yourself, that's all that matters. And I feel like one thing I would say for everyone listening is to journal. I know it sounds cringy and crazy, but I have a journal to my left and it has my goals written down all in it. So when I got off the stage doing Penn and Teller Fool Us, I ticked that off my list of goals. So no matter how big or small your goals are, I would write them down in your notebook because I think once it's written down. I don't mean in your notes app on your phone, physically write it down because I feel like your brain really registers it then, and then you can manifest it to happen. Like I have a full page in my notebook saying, I will be on Penn and Teller Foolers, and I just wrote it over and over again. And I really think if you do that for something you want to achieve, I feel like it gives you the motivation to achieve it. So journaling is definitely something I would say to everyone.
That's amazing. And so you mentioned a lot about dreams, and so Penn and Teller is obviously probably one of the bigger dreams. But what are some of your other big dreams as a young magician?
Yeah. So for me, I would love to perform at Blackpool. I'd love to do a performance there, a lecture. I mean, whatever they want me to do, I will do. But I'd love to be able to do a lecture. I don't mind where it is. I'd also love to be able to do a tour, performing maybe some cruise work, some magic consultant work. I'm kind of open to everything. I'm just any opportunity that comes my way, I'm going to take it and embrace it because even, any opportunity, it gives you experience, you learn something from it. And it's like there's no such thing as a fail because you always learn something from it. And I think if any opportunity comes your way and you take it, you're always going to learn something from it. So, yeah.
That's great. And so that actually wraps up the interview today. I'd like to thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.